If you can love the Lord intimately, He will give you the love for every single person that He brings into your life. You're going to love them exactly the way He has loved you. You're going to extend the grace that He has given you to them. You're going to be very patient with them, just like He has been patient with you. You're going to be broken and submitted to Christ. I think that's why God said men ought to love their wives and to die for their wives. I've never understood that until the Lord told me that it means literally not physically dying, but your flesh dying. He didn't say the women will die. He said you die. Because Jesus, the groom, went to the cross and died. And now the bride is picking up the cross and going and dying. Which means if the husband doesn't die and he keeps talking, submit to me, it's not going to work. You die to your flesh. Then your bride comes and submits to you. So God will continue to kill you. Some of you wonder why the wife is still waiting. You're not dead yet. And if you don't die, you're going to cause trouble. You're going to bring trauma. This is the reason why people should not marry until they die to their flesh, because you're going to cause trauma to your children if you're not dead to your flesh. Satan will find areas of weakness in your body to bring fragmentation in your family. You're going to take the bride of Christ into your life, a daughter of Christ into your life, and you're going to put scars on them because you're not prepared. So Adam, before God gives him his wife, he dies. He goes into a deep sleep. And that's when God produces his wife, because he had to die to his opinions of what height he needed, what type of shape he wanted, all those things. God did not want opinions. God wanted him to wake up and say, oh, it's good. That's what Adam did. He stood up and he said, you did a good job here, God. This is awesome. When Jesus is about to bring forth his bride, what does he do? He dies, and from his side comes blood and water. That is the church, born of the water and the word. In his death, the bride comes forth. There is things in your life that will not be birthed until you die. Sometimes if we don't die quickly, we hold people back that God may use us to be a blessing to. Yeah. There is sometimes that in your family, God will not do some things until the husband completely gets to God's target and God's requirement. And then God says, now I'll bless this home. And if you don't get there, you're hindering your family and your kids and everybody around you from going forward into what God wants them to go into. You see how dangerous it is to make assumptions that you're fine. So this thing of working out your salvation with fear and trembling, proceeding from justification to sanctification to consecration, and you get to a place where you're no longer alive, but Christ is living through you. This is something that we ought to strive to. It is not something that we get to overnight, but it's something that we always ought to strive to.